Good afternoon, teachers. This is again another installment of How to Work with Power Teacher. This video we're going to be talking about how to create assignments, how to insert grades, and how to insert our citizenship and conduct. So this might be a little lengthier compared to what we've been doing in the previous two videos because we are going to be covering quite a bit of information. Well, the first thing you need to remember is we need to go to edugoodies.com/SCS, and then we need to click on our Power School link. All right, now my Power School link is already still open along with me being clicked on. Here we go. We'll go back to Power School so we can remind ourselves how to get to Power Teacher. Now, I want specifically just one class, so I'm going to click on one of my science classrooms. I'm going to click on Power Teacher Pro. This will open up my grade book specifically to that class. All right. Now, when Power Teacher Pro fully loads up, you'll notice that I already have a assignment listed for my class. Okay, so you're asking, Mr. Hale, how do I do that? How do I create an assignment? Okay, well, creating an assignment is actually pretty straightforward and easy. Okay, you're on this page right now. You notice right here where it says create with the plus, all right, that's how we create our assignments. So we click on the create, and we drop down to where it says assignment. We're going to click on assignments. It brings up this medium-sized window, and it provides all the information we need. Now, in my classes, when I give an assignment to one class, all my classes get it. So if the same thing happens with you in middle school has this a lot. Elementary schools, I believe you guys are going to, elementary teachers, you're going to have the same classes pretty much consistently over and over again, so you really don't have to worry about this. But for those that have multiple classes like middle school, you're going to select the classes that the assignment is for. All right, we got period 5, period 5, period 5, because we have science classes, those classrooms, okay? So those are our science classrooms. And I'm going to sit there and I'm going to click off the window, and boom, it'll sit there and show all my science classrooms that I've got. Now I need to name the assignment. Well, I've got a test coming up at the end of the week, so I'm going to call it Chapter 1 Unit Test. That way I know it's a Chapter 1, it's a unit test, and I'm ready to go. Now I need to select my categories. Okay. Now your categories should already be in the system. If they're not, then please, by all means, come find me, and I will show you how to add categories in. But when I logged in, I already had all my categories set up. I'm hoping that Mr. Harris and Mr. Hayes and Ms. Sanders had already done this for us, so if they did, it makes it easier for all of us. So we're going to click on category. Now it's a Chapter 1 unit test, so I need to make sure I click on the category that says test. Okay. Now you can see that there's a category for homework, exams, classwork, tests, projects, and quizzes. If there is not a category there for what you need it to be, I can show you how to add a category. Just come find me if you need be. So we've got to click on test. Now, we're going to leave the score type as points because we don't want to change that. Now, my test will have extra credit points. So I want to make sure I click on extra credit points so I can have that down here. Now, the score entry points is where you put the total number of points the test is available to you minus bonus points. So my test is worth 100 points. I'm going to have a bonus question that's worth 10 extra points. So you see right here where it says max entry, all right, it now says 110. It takes the score entry points with the extra and tells me that the most points they could earn on this test is 110 points. Okay? Now, we're going to count in the final grade. The due date is not going to be today. We're going to change the date to the date in which the test is going to take place, which will be the end of this week on the 31st. You want to make sure the date matches the day in which the assignment was given or the day in which the assignment was collected, because our parents are going to be able to come online to this program and see how their students are doing in class. You don't want to sit there and show all your assignments having a due date of the same day. Okay? That tells your parents that you decided to wait until the last 3-4 days to put grades in instead of doing it all this week, all the quarter long. Okay, I understand we all have paper grade books, so what I would suggest is on a weekly basis, go in, transfer your paper grades over to the digital grade book. That way every Friday the parent can see your grades. Okay, that way over the weekend they can have a discussion with their child or with their student and discuss what needs to be done. Okay, and this will also give us an opportunity to be able to get ready for our tutoring sessions, which hopefully will be starting here in a couple weeks. Okay? So it's very imperative that we put in the correct date. If you want to put a description in there, put a description in there. The parents should be able to see the description. Okay? Once it's done, click Save and Close. And then boom. The chapter test is now the very first assignment on the top. All right, assignments are done by due date because we've got to click by due date. Okay, if you want to change it to where the earliest assignments are on top, change the due date arrow to the going up instead of going down. Okay, now that's how you insert an assignment. Well, what about if we need to insert a grade? Well, inserting grades is actually pretty easy. So we're already on this page. Okay, so we're going to click on the assignment that we just created. Now, like I said, this is just an example, so don't get upset. All right, so you're going to click on the student's name and the box right beside it. Okay? So I'm clicking on Mr. Adams here. Let's say Mr. Adams got a 75. So I put in a 75. Now you see it fills in over here. Okay? So the 75 is what he got on the test. Now let's say LeVar here was absent for the test. Okay? Look at all these keys down here at the bottom. If the assignment's missing, but you know he was here because he's marked present in your book, then it's a missing assignment, and it gives a little yellow box. All right? Let's say the assignment was late. It'll put a little red box there, letting you know that the assignment was late. All right? What about incomplete? Well, it gives you a blue box for incomplete. That way you know the assignment was not finished. That's why the grade is where the grade's at. Now, if a student is absent and they haven't excused and it's so long before they sit the test, you can always sit there and say they're exempt. And it'll put a little purple slash through, and it will not count it towards their grade. Now, if that student, say, was absent and they need to make it up, then you can sit there and see that they put a little green box there to represent the fact that the student was absent. Okay? Now, let's say this is an assignment where every student got the exact same grade. All right? I like these fill boxes. Okay? You can click on Mr. Adams' grade, and then you can click the vertical fill. It'll fill everybody's assignment with the exact same grade. Okay? So it's less work for you to have to do. Now, we can always, if you make a mistake and you didn't mean to do that, clear out the student's grade, click fill again. It'll clear all the student's grades. So we don't have to worry about any mistakes being accidentally saved. Okay? Just remember that if a student's marked absent in your grade book, you need to make sure you keep with that student and make sure you get that assignment. Do not let that assignment go until the very end of the quarter. Okay? Citizenship. Let's get citizenship in here. So how do I put in citizenship? Well, citizenship first is conduct. Now, we're all used to having to put in conduct. Okay? So how do we do conduct? Well, conduct's kind of a little easier to get to. Okay? You see this A+ grading icon? If you click on that, you see this entire list right here. Okay, assignment list, before we get into conduct, let's go back through all this. Assignment list is the listing of all the assignments that we've got. Okay, and we're not going to worry about all that because we're not going to save it. So the assignment list is that. The score sheet. The score sheet allows this comes in handy when you've got to go bouncing back and forth between assignments. So keep that in handy. And then you've got categories. You can see what categories you've added, okay, and then you can edit the categories. All right, for right now, these are fine categories for me. I like these categories. Okay, at some point I may have a project. Okay, so what about inserting conduct? Well, we do that by going to the grade icon here and then clicking on traditional. When we click on traditional, you'll see all your students, their attendance, the absence and tardies you've got, the assignments that are missing, late, and incomplete, and then you got this citizenship category. Again, just click on a student, put in a conduct. If you feel everybody in the class got an S, do a quick fill and you're done. And then if you feel unconfident, just undo it. Boom, everybody's is gone, and we've gone back to square one. Okay? So that's how you put in citizenship. That's how you create an assignment, and that's how you insert a grade. Okay? Now, we're going to discuss all this today, so please, 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 please be patient. Okay? Oh, one last thing about inserting grades. You see this box down here that says final grade status? At the end of the quarter, make sure you check quarter one final grades are complete. That's how the grades are going to be calculated and put on our report cards. If we do not have this box completed or this box checked, then we're going to end up having some missing grades for students, and that's going to throw off our whole system. So please make sure that is done at the very end of the quarter. That is the last thing you should do before we go home for fall break. All right, thank you so much. that's going to be the end of this video here. I appreciate you taking the time to listen. It's very imperative that we get this done and we get this squared away as a team and as a school. I want to make sure we're all on the same page. So, again, if you have any questions or you have any concerns, if you feel like I missed something, please come to me. I'll be glad to help you out in any way. I'm in room E210. Or, again, you can email me at halew@scsk12.org. Now, if you're not sure who Mr. Hale is, remember I'm the one that wears the rainbow lab coat. Yep, that's me. Thank you so much. I will see you guys later on. You have a good day.